Hey everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
From the Big Family Homestead, and today we're going to be talking about prepping and what we learned the hard way that you should pay attention to so you don't make the same mistakes.
Yep.
Prepping, being prepared, being self-reliant. It's not as easy as it seems.
Nope.
We got a list, folks, and we're going to share it. We've checked it twice. And today we're going to just chat a little bit about preparedness and the things that we've learned the hard way, the things we would not do the same way, some tips, tricks, blah.
Hopefully help you not make those mistakes.
Let's get to it. Food storage is a huge, important part of your preparedness situation. Mm-hmm. If you can't eat, things don't do, they just don't do good. They just don't, right?
Right. Food.
I know it's hard for a lot of people to conceive, but you need to eat. Okay, food storage.
Hey, will you get serious already?
You got it, sister. Food storage. It takes up a lot more space than you think. Mm-hmm. I mean, think of all those cans and all of that.
All the 5-gallon buckets and...
5-gallon buckets, Mylar bags, and the oxygen absorbers.
Those don't take up very much space.
No, they're teensy-weensy.
Yeah.
But when all of a sudden you've got yourself with a couple 100 pounds of beans and a couple 100 pounds of rice and a couple 100 pounds of this and sugar and that, and you start looking at how much you actually need to make like food for your family for 6 months, it takes up a lot of space. Mm-hmm. And so you've got to, one thing that we learned is you got to be creative with how you store your stuff.
That's right.
Well, it got so much to the point where our storeroom was so full that we actually took our bed frame.
We took the box springs and the frame out and we put 5-gallon buckets under our mattress.
And there are what? There's 21 under there?
36.
36. So... Yeah. Figuring out creative ways to store your food.
Yes.
And that brings us to another point, which is rotating supplies.
Mm-hmm. That's hard to do when it's under your bed.
Bingo. And that's the thing. Figuring out a good strategy how to rotate your supplies is really important because we put our really long-term stuff underneath the bed just because
stuff that we're not going to get into on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's only if, oh my gosh, if there was a really bad apocalyptic situation, then we're going to be taking in the beans and all that kind of stuff that's down there.
Sleeping on the floor.
Sleep on the floor. Who needs a nice big mattress anyway thing?
Right.
But rotating your crops. We're also homesteaders. Rotating your food.
Rotate your crops.
It's really hard to come up with a good solution. However, those of you guys know that we actually are consultants for Thrive Life Foods. Mm-hmm. They have the coolest setup for storing the foods.
Yes.
Do tell, Mama.
They come in number 10 cans, and they also come in pantry cans. So if you want to use just the pantry cans for your daily stuff, and then the number 10 cans you put on your shelf. But they've got a really cool rack system, and an super easy way to rotate your items. You put them up in the top, and they roll down. So as you take one, you get it's really cool.
Yeah, that way you're getting the freshest stuff, and it constantly rotates out.
Yeah, we haven't got one of those yet.
We have not.
No, so.
But my birthday's this month, so who knows? Maybe I won't get extra ammo this month. I'll
get a shelf. Yay!
I don't know.
Yay!
No, but the other issue, in all honesty, because we do a lot of canning. We do a lot of canning of our foods.
Yeah.
And just having a plan, because it's a kind of a pain in the butt. If you've only got shelves and then there's a wall there.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I mean, you've got to make a way to get around it and put the older or the new stuff to the back.
Yeah.
But having a plan is invaluable, and in all honesty.
And you have to really be organized to do that right.
And you got to label everything. Got to label everything.
Yes.
And to be honest, that's one of those things we're still working on.
Yes.
Because where we're currently living, there's not enough room to do it right. And so we're on the lookout for our forever homestead, but we've got plans.
So if you have one that you don't want, let us know.
Yeah, if you've got a lightly used homestead just laying around,
gathering dust, let us know.
Maybe, we could work out a deal. So, another thing with food stuff.
Oh, yeah. Buy what you eat.
Not what you think you'll eat.
No, buy what you eat, because if you hate, let's just say you hate asparagus.
But it's on sale.
Don't buy freeze-dried asparagus.
Yep. And the thing is this too, is that you've got to get in the habit of using your food storage, not just it's sitting on the shelf and, well, if the zombies come, then I'll be set. You've got to get in the habit of using it.
And know how to use it.
Yeah. And
have meals that that you have in mind that you want to make, and that way you have tasty food and not gross.
Yeah, and that actually, we do the homesteading thing too, obviously. Big Family Homestead. And that's that goes with seeds too, like stuff you're going to plant in your garden. Don't buy a bunch of weird things that you just think you might like and have never even tried it.
Right.
Because those things are going to be the last things you'll ever use. I mean, so those are some of the... We're going to do more of these videos, guys, because trust me, we've made our share of mistakes. But
yes,
few things on food storage for this time. Now, let's talk about just the whole idea of getting prepared, being self-reliant, starting out. It can be crazy, overwhelming.
Yeah.
There's so many different aspects of your life that you have to address, whether it's food, water storage, water purification. Are you gonna try to have some kind of power generation with solar or wind? What about protection? Are you gonna have sticks, or are you gonna have firearms? The whole thing. You got to address it all, right? And that's the point here, is take time to do just one project at a time.
Yeah. Make your list, though, of the things that you want to do, and put them in priority of absolute necessities first.
This is a good one. Wisdom. Listen.
Put the first ones on the list, the most important ones on the list. Water, food, shelter. Right. Those are your top 3. After that, that's when but you got to get those first 3 and do them one at a time. Otherwise, you're going to get so overwhelmed with cost or just space. You got to get them done one at a time, though.
And also, I would suggest that you try to seek out an expert in the field, whether it's a YouTube person or whether it's somebody locally. Like if you're interested in getting into firearms and you don't know anything about it, it might be wise to find a gun shop near you and get into a class, basic firearm safety, or seek out people. But don't just go run out and buy a bunch of products that you think you need to have without knowing what they're going to do, how to use them, yada yada, yippee skippy.
Well, and with regards to the guns that you buy, limit the amount of caliber ammo in the ammo that you buy. You don't want to have 20 different calibers, because you're going to have 20 different... It's really kind of silly, but...
We like to shoot. Yeah. So that's constantly the kind of thing, because think about it like this. If you have... if you've got, say, a shotgun, well, then you're going to need shotgun shells. If you have a 9mm Glock or something like that, and you don't need it, you can send it here. But if you've got your 9mm, you don't want to be stocking up a ton of different ammo. It's expensive. It is expensive. And the idea is this. Like, let's say that you get a really nice AR, okay? You get a nice AR, so it's 5.56. 223 5.56. Well, if you don't have enough ammo for that specific weapon, you've got really a really nice looking paperweight for your desk. Yeah, or art for your wall. Yeah, because the reality is, if you don't have the ammo for it, it's a club. you know? And so when you limit your choices of ammo, your calibers, then you're going to be able to stock up enough where it's going to be usable.
That's right.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. And also, well, no, I said that earlier. Seek out an expert. It is so super important when you're dealing with firearms. Never take that lightly. Never take it lightly. And let's talk a little bit about water. Mistakes we've made. Rain catchment system. I set mine up and it's jamming. I have my big nice filter on it. It's a 5-stage filter, and it goes into my 275 gallon, you know, IBC totes. And I just realized we don't have a very good way of getting the water out of the tote.
Yeah. We have a hose that we can get. I mean, you can get a bucket and use the well, actually no.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's kind of low. You have to hook it up to a hose, but then your trickle, it's slow.
Well, we have it on a manifold system where we've got like 4 of these tanks all daisy chained, which is great, but where the actual valve to get it out is so low to the ground that you can't stick a 5-gallon bucket underneath there.
No.
So a little pre-planning will save you a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
Because we've got one of those like sump pump, like hand pumps that we could pump it out, but what a pain in the butt. A little more planning on my part will have saved a whole lot of oopsie.
We'll get better at it later.
But another thing about your rain catchment system, and this actually goes with all of your preparedness stuff, is plan for expansion.
Yeah.
You never know if you're going to have a drought. You never know if you're going to need 8, you know, IBC totes or just 2. But always make it so that, hey, I can just...
You can add more.
Yeah, add more. And that goes with all your preps. Just always think like, well, if I needed to have X, Y, and Z, have I made the system now so that I can expand it?
Right.
Which I didn't do.
Well, the space that we have it in is limited. I mean, we could expand it, but then we're covering up our bedroom window, and that's a fire hazard.
And it's not nice to be in a dark cave room.
No.
All the time.
No, not at all.
No. So just make your stuff expandable, and scalable. That's really it. What?
I'm just reading. I'll be honest. I didn't know what he was going to talk about. But the last one, this one.
What?
The last one is stop caring about what other people think about your prepping.
Yep, bingo. You shouldn't
That
give
cracks me up.
2 rats bahooties.
No.
Nope.
If they don't want to prep, that's their problem.
Yeah, and for the longest time, we would try to explain it in a logical way to people, and they're just kind of like...
They still didn't get it.
No, and I explain it pretty easy.
Well, yeah, it's if you have...
Insurance.
You have homeowner's insurance. You have car insurance because in case of fire or accidents. Well, what if you can't get to the grocery store? You have to have some kind of food insurance, and not the kind of food insurance that it's off somewhere else. You need to have your food insurance here, where you live.
Where you're at. And people would just look at you like you had an extra eye or something. Like,
well, you do.
You do. No, but they'd be no, you don't understand. I'll just go to Kroger. And then you say, well, you know, there are times that there's not food at Kroger.
Right. And they only have 3-day supply.
Well, I'll just go to the other Kroger then. What if you can't go to the Kroger? Well, then I'll go to the Walmart. And it just keeps going, and they just never would get it.
Where do eggs come from? The store. That's what these people, they have blinders on, and they're not willing to open up their eyes and
see the potential for calamity is there.
Exactly.
And we're not talking about living in fear. You're not living in fear, guys.
No.
And actually, the more that we get our homestead in a prepared mindset, the less anxiety we have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we're ditching the homesteader talk and the prepper talk. We're prep-steaders.
Yeah.
But anyway, just don't give a crap about what those people think that are going, man, that's pretty crazy. Why do you want to do that? Explain it to them, and if they don't want to come along with you, in at least in that mental process, just be like, fine, see ya. I don't really care what you think anymore.
Right.
And so there's a few of the mistakes we've made, guys. We're gonna continue this because our mistakes are an ongoing litany.
Isn't that life? You make mistakes.
I will
you
say
learn from them, and
I will say that we have far more successes than we have mistakes.
of course.
But learn from our badness. Don't do what we did in these things.
No.
So there it is, guys. I hope you liked the video. And if you didn't,
I'm sorry.
Sorry. You get double your money back, guarantee.
Yep.
Yeah. So please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. It truly does help our family out.
Yep.
And I'm Brad.
I'm Krista.
And you guys have an amazing prepared day.
Now, before you click away, I'd like to say just a quick thank you to all our patrons who make these videos possible. Without you guys, we couldn't be doing this, and so we are extremely grateful, and so thank you.